So, this is why you have to finish projects when you plan to finish them, because the more time that passes, the more irrelevant things are, and the more your brain forgets stuff. So, although I left Florence like a year and a half ago, a year and a couple months, I guess, I feel determined to finish this stupid video series because I've tried to make this video many times, but I always end up getting walked in on my roommates come in or something, and I'm too weird about making these videos with people around. So here I am, for me, because no one cares about this but me anyway. But my last week in Florence was busy, was fun, was sad. It was a lot of things. I'm just going to try and review the stuff I remember, because obviously there's details that are gone forever. But basically, I tried to spend as much time as I could getting through all the last minute stuff I still hadn't gotten to do. Like, I got to climb the Duomo. You know, there's a big bell tower, you have to go up a million stairs to get to the top, and the big dome that's on the cathedral itself is the Brunelleschi Dome. That's a bunch of stairs and this creepy, not creepy, just tiny little crazy spiral staircase up into the very top of it, but it's a beautiful view of Florence once you get up there, and it's awesome. And even though it was kind of foggy that day, it still looked awesome. Got the good leg workout for that day. I'm definitely missing my legs and butt workout from walking everywhere and walking up my stairs to my apartment in Italy all the time. So if you're just now starting study abroad, get excited, because, well, it's going to barely combat the weight you're going to gain from eating and drinking all the food and wine in Italy. But anyway, so I got to do little last minute activities like that. I went and bought myself a leather purse because I really wanted to do that. I actually got money from my grandma so that I could get like a decent one. It was kind of a gift or whatever, but leather goods, obviously, like I mentioned before, are a really big, popular item to get in Florence because it's like their specialty or whatever, and they have all these street markets, so I got it at a street market, and it was really fun. Just tried to make as much food as I could, go out and eat some stuff. I wanted to eat bistecca fiorentina because that's like a famous thing they have there, and I never actually got around to doing that, so there's still some bucket list items in Florence that I didn't get to do. I didn't get to go inside Santa Croce, stuff like that, but it was still fun. I did a lot in my short amount of time because I had to study for finals, and I had to take finals, which were tough. It was, again, a lot of essay style, long, short answer questions. You know, these tests aren't easy. I think people kind of get ahead of themselves when they brag about how easy study abroad is. Obviously, like I've said many times before, they know that you're there to have fun and to travel and to do a bunch of other things, so they're not going to like bombard you with homework. But if you're taking real classes, then you're going to feel that you're going to feel like you're taking hard classes. It's still a school. It's still studying abroad. So definitely had to spend a lot of time reading my PowerPoints, studying at the library, reading the book and stuff like that to get ready for my tests and get my final projects ready for my marketing class and stuff like that. But it was really fun working with my groups. I miss that just because as much as group work seems to suck, it's cool because you do get to collaborate with a lot of people, and also it was extra cool there because I was working with people from all over the US and different schools and different backgrounds, so that was kind of a fun experience and definitely unique. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what else. Packing up was a bit of a stress, of course, but luckily for me it wasn't as difficult as it was for a lot of people, since I had already known from the get-go that I was going to be paying extra for the overweight bag charge, since it was overweight on the way there. And I purposely brought things that I knew I would leave or throw away at the end of my program, you know, like toiletries that I'd use up, or towel, like it was a $3 towel. You know, obviously it was really hard for me watching a lot of these people just kind of like leave behind or throw away clothes and shoes and stuff, because I was just like, oh, that's such a waste, you know. So try to think ahead and really plan your packing so that you're going to have room, because you're going to want to buy stuff. You're going to want to buy souvenirs for your friends, for yourself, you know, anything, wine, art, whatever, like stuff people were cramming into their suitcases, and I was just like, okay, well, you didn't plan at all for this. And then when we got to the airport to leave, it was all study abroad students, and this Florence airport's pretty small, and they make us leave all on the same day, so that was kind of poor planning. So there's like hundreds of students in this tiny airport, and it doesn't open until 6 a.m., so we're all just standing around waiting until it opens, and everyone's bags are overweight, and they're all pissed off because they have to pay all this money to get the overweight charge, yada yada yada. Just know what you're going to be up against, kind of get your head in the game before you even do that. But I enjoyed my last night with my roommate. My other one had left, and it was sad. We'd already had to say goodbye to her, and it was sad to say goodbye to her, but we had pizza and packed up, and I pretty much just pulled an all-nighter and headed back home. My flight home was semi-rough because I was like, I'm just constantly sick while I was over there, so I was kind of sick still and got even more sick on the, you know, many hours of plane flights and layovers and stuff. I ended up in Detroit for like a while waiting, and it was snowing, but it was really kind of interesting, sad, and exciting to get home to the U.S. because all of a sudden, you know, I'm seeing American currency again. I'm seeing a regular outlet I can just plug my laptop into. I'm going to get dinner, and they just bring water and chips and salsa to the table, and it's just really cool, but also kind of weird when you get into that, like, cultural differences in reverse kind of thing, reverse culture shock, I guess. So, yeah, just be prepared for when you come back to America. It is sort of weird to get used to. You're like, oh yeah, I guess these euros aren't worth anything anymore, and I guess I don't need a, you know, outlet changer or whatever. I don't know, I'm kind of all over the place. There was just a lot of like last minute things we had to do before we left. We had to like get one more kebab or go to the EB's place and take this really weird shot thing that they had there, and go to the secret bakery for one last time or whatever. Like, it was, everyone was just scrambling around to get to do everything they wanted to do. A lot of people were really excited to go home. They couldn't wait to get home to their family and friends. It sounds really bad, but I was just like not wanting to leave at all. I wanted to stay. I love my family and friends, but I was so happy. I was just like, can I extend this for next semester? But unfortunately I had to come home and I had to graduate, so but anyway, so pretty much that sums up the rest of my trip. I'm sure there's many details I can't remember, and I'm rambling and whatever, but I just want to get this done. I want to get this up there. If you ever have a chance to visit Florence or Italy in general, I 1000% recommend it. If you have a chance to study abroad there, it's a great place to study abroad. Highly recommend it. It's just a good location. It's a good experience, good culture, good food. Cool people. Studying abroad in general is awesome. I don't know. There's probably so much more I was going to say, and I can't remember. Whatever. It's what happens when you do it a million years later. Okay, well, that's basically it, and I miss you, Florence, and all my friends from study abroad, and arrivederci.